Aloha, beautiful souls. This is Ryan of tranSOULution, and I'm here, as always, to assist you on your spiritual journey of deep transformation and self-discovery. And so today, in this video, I'm really excited to share some messages from your animal spirit guides. So go ahead and see which animal or animals are calling to you to deliver a very special message for your highest and greatest good. We have the hummingbird, then we have the snake, the elephant, and let me not cover my face, lastly, the seal, who are here to share their love and guidance and wisdom for you today. So go ahead and pick which animal calls to you, and you can check on the timestamps in the description below to go straight to your reading. Well, hello there for all of you who chose this beautiful hummingbird to receive your spirit animal message today. And on this card, the hummingbird says joy. Lighten up. And I have a special message here written and channeled for you. So I'll go ahead and read it from the hummingbird. What's with the serious face? Are you not having fun anymore? It seems like you've lost your way or forgotten something. Remember why you are even doing all of this in the first place. Remember your dreams. Remember your wishes. Remember joy. Isn't that what you wanted? For you to be happy? For others to be happy? It's not too late. You can still move and shift in whatever direction you choose. Just like me, one of the most agile flyers. Enjoy something sweet today to bring you back to yourself. Wow, thanks Hummingbird for that very special message. Now, let's pull some tarot cards to see what other things are going to come through. And we'll start with maybe some of the energies surrounding whatever challenges you've been experiencing recently. And a card already fell out. So let's just grab that one. And one more quick shuffle here. So if you've been enjoying this content so far, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. That would be greatly appreciated. And your first card out for some challenge energy is the King of Wands. And what this is telling me is that there was something that you were super duper passionate about, and maybe you aren't at the place you thought you would be by seeing this passion through, and so that maybe got you a bit disheartened and not feeling as much joy. And here we have the Lovers, and so I feel like, now the Lovers, you know, a lot of people think it has to do with relationships and true love, and sometimes it does, but not always. The Lovers card actually mostly speaks to the existence of choice. And so there were some choices that you may have made in the past that didn't get you where you wanted to be. And that's probably why you're being a little bit hard on yourself and starting to second guess yourself. Oh my God, I was going to get there eventually. And lastly, here we have the Six of Chalices. So what this is telling me is that this is something that you've wanted for quite a while, maybe even since you were like a little kid. It's one of the dreams that you've held near and dear to your heart. And that's where I think some of this attachment energy is coming from, because you saw it playing out a very, very, very specific way in your head, and things aren't looking that way. And so like that momentum and that excitement just like plummeted and like boomed and crashed. And we got this bonus about justice. And so what this is telling me is that there is a destiny that's fulfilled, like karmically, in this process, and that you can trust that you will receive exactly what you were meant to get. Like whatever love and passion and heart you poured into this, that will bear fruit. It just might not be on the timeline that you're hoping for. And if you feel like maybe, or you know for a fact that you haven't putting your all in it, then that's why the results that you're getting seem a little bit lackluster, okay? So let's look at some of the gifts coming and some maybe the learning points and lessons from this experience. Oh, okay. Dang, the cards are kind of jumpy. So we have death. So what this is telling me is that it's very clear to you that something isn't working anymore and something needs to change. And when you make that change, or when you get rid of that thing, that you let it go, then it will create that pathway for what needs to come in. Okay. And we have the King of Coins. Well, that is telling me that there is something definitely powerful to be gained here. And for some of you, it's going to be money. So maybe you got into a business, or you got into a line of work because you were really passionate about it and you loved it. But right here, right? You're really passionate about it and you loved it. And you saw yourself doing this since you were a child. And you kind of lost that joy for it along the way. And when you reclaim that joy, then abundance will follow. So just like these rabbits, it's gonna multiply on the reels. And lastly, here we have the High Priestess. And what this is telling me for you is that you can trust your intuition now, right? You've learned from this experience, and I'm willing to bet that there was something in this process already that didn't sit right with you. Like maybe you were listening to the opinions and advice of other people and it wasn't resonating with you on the soul level, on the spirit level, but because you thought they knew better, you went with it anyway. And because you didn't fully believe in it, the results showed that it didn't give you exactly what you wanted. And so what this is telling me is that ultimately what you're learning here and what you have to gain is to always trust your gut instinct and trust in yourself and believe in whatever intuitive gut feeling you have when you start making the decisions moving forward from this experience. Okay, so I grabbed this sacred geometry deck. So if you wanted to do further meditations here with your spirit guide, the lovely Hummingbird. So a card already flipped out, and you're gonna be so shocked as to what flipped out, because this is going to be your sacred geometry, so you can visualize and connect with the essence of Hummingbird, with the essence of joy. So look at that puppy, delight. Like, oh my goodness. We'll put the little halo around it. Like, look at the colors, look at the brightness. And if you look at these colors here, it's a lot of the colors of the lower chakras. So again, going within yourself, grounding yourself in your identity, into your purpose, because we have these reds, these oranges, these yellows here. And we have the number 19, which when you reduce it is 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. So this is a new beginning, a fresh start for you to reconnect with that joy and that passion. And what this says here is the frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. Like, hello, Hummingbird coming through once again. The more delight we feel, the more delight we invoke in others. So really, when it comes to pursuing your passion, whatever it is, do it for the sake of doing it, okay? Focus on the expression. This is something I learned recently. Focus on the expression of that passion, that joy, that love, rather than the impression. So don't be so caught up and hung up on what you're gonna get out of it. Just focus on the joy of making it and creating it and giving it and serving it to others, because it's in the cards, boo. Abundance and good fortune are just around the corner for you. Just trust yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this message, my lovely hummingbirds, and let it serve your highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest good of all those involved. Sending you so much love and light. Mahalos. Salutations, my lovely snakes. I don't know why I'm feeling like this very Slytherin energy coming through. And I know Slytherin gets a bad rap, but really, Slytherin does have its advantages and strengths. So for those of you who got called to this snake, right here we have healing, and you are a healer, okay? And so that's what the snake is kind of overall bringing towards you. And this is a lovely message from Snake Spirit to help you along your way. So, you are afraid of something, but the true fear is not what it appears to be on the surface. Just like some people fear me, the snake, it's not my appearance that is scary. It's what they associate with me: poison, death, deceit. But those things do not define me or restrict me, for I can be healing as well. So whatever it is you are afraid of is merely a neon sign showing you what needs to be healed. What is a lie you may have been telling yourself that is poisoning your spirit and is ready to die or be released? That is death, a release of what once was to reveal something new, like a snake shedding its skin. So, wow, let's just take a deep breath in and out together to receive that message and that perception from the snake. And so let's look at the tarot now to see what other insights we can gain and what other challenges may be associated with whatever snake spirit is wanting to work with you on right now. So if you are enjoying this content and you've enjoyed your message from the snake so far, please make sure to give this video a like, give it a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe to this channel. It would be greatly appreciated, my loves. Okay, so one more shuffle and let's see what messages are coming through. This is regarding some of the challenges too, okay? Some more insight on the challenges you've been facing and what the snake is here to help you with. So here we have the Six of Wands. So what this is telling me is one of the challenges you've been facing is that you have not felt victorious. You have not felt like a winner. You have not felt like a champion recently. You felt more wounded and hurt in recent times. And it seems like victory might be an elusive object that you're not able to quite get at this point. It seems like you might not be able to see the way. And next I have Seven of Swords. So some shady mess has been going down. And you probably think that there is somebody out there who is like literally a snake in your life, right? Putting these two together, it's like there's someone in your life right now who you are basically associating the characteristics of being a snake and being kind of sleazy and sly towards. And that has been something difficult. But what I'm getting here is that there is this sort of soul contract and this karma that this person came into your life to create this sort of conflict, this challenge to help you grow and start to understand yourself better and strengthen yourself and really be who you are meant to be. And next here we have the Four of Chalices. So yeah, there's been a lot of sadness here. It was probably someone who's very close to you. Maybe it's a family member or a best friend and you're kind of on the outs with them right now because you've been feeling like you had been like betrayed, right? And what you once thought was supposed to be a big supporter of you or someone who had your back, they're really like not that person. And so that energy needs to heal, right? The snake says healing, right? You are a healer in the sense that what I'm getting is you're not supposed to be focusing on healing other people. You're supposed to be focusing on healing yourself. Ooh, kind of like Wolverine, right? Wolverine has that power to heal his wounds and heal his body, and you have that same gift, okay? So whatever this thing that you've been afraid of facing, and whatever judgments you've passed onto yourself or what this means for you, those are not true. Those can be healed, okay? Like maybe you're thinking, oh God, I'm so gullible. I'm such a fool. Like, no, that's not a belief that you need to hold on to. That's something that needs to be healed, right? Or maybe you're regretting trusting people, and that's not something that you should be ashamed of, all right? So let's see what gifts and what blessings are coming from this experience right now, and what snake spirit is trying to help bring you towards, okay? Oh my God, Four of Swords. So rest. Okay, so emotions I'm getting have been very high, especially these lower vibrational emotions like fear and grief and maybe shame and judgment, right? Those have been really high. And so now it's this opportunity to, once you release this, you can have rest, you can have peace. And here we have the Knight of Swords. So yeah, this to me is telling me like you are learning a lot from this experience, a lot about who you are, and you are learning about the signs, right, that people may be exhibiting or showing that tell you what you need to do next, how you need to handle something, all right? And you're also getting truth, right? Swords, with this like strength and this conviction that this warrior is holding the sword, is like they know truth. They are truth seekers, and you are seeing truth right now. And here we have the Empress, okay? And so what's so great about the Empress is like she's holding this stock of like a grain product, and the Empress knows abundance. The Empress knows creation. And so out of this mess, this fear, this maybe betrayal that you've been experiencing, something beautiful is going to bloom and blossom and grow out of this, okay? Believe it. It's that silver lining of the clouds, as some people like to refer to it. And so what I also pulled out for you is the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck, because I'm sure the snake has some special messages to share with you directly, individually, because, this is a general reading. And what this Sacred Geometry is going to help you do is connect to snake spirit in meditation so that you can receive personalized guidance, okay? So let's see what geometry is coming for you. Oh, wow, crazy. Delight. So if for some reason you were also drawn to the hummingbird, I would check that reading out as well. So delight here, look at the colors, okay? And focus in on the symmetry of this all, okay? There's going to be balance. So where there is pain, there is going to be love and healing, okay? So 19 is reduced in numerology to a 10. 1 plus 9 is 10, and then 1 plus 0 is 1. So there's a new beginning here for you. And it says the frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. And so look at this again. And what I'm also channeling and feeling for you is that once you're able to move past the hurt, you can tap into the vibration of gratitude. Gratitude for this experience and this lesson, because it's only made you stronger and wiser. All right, so my darling Slytherin snakes here, you are able to heal yourself. You are able to move and grow past this and release these energies that are no longer serving you. So I'm wishing you so much love and light on your journey forward, and may this help elevate you and bring you your highest and greatest good, and the highest and greatest good of all those involved. Mahalos. Catch you later, loves. Mwah. Hello to all of you who chose the lovely elephant here. So what the elephant wants to share with you for your highest and greatest good, and the highest and greatest good of all those involved, is resolve. You will overcome any obstacles. Yes, look at that elephant. It has a sort of very confident and determined look in its eyes, right? So I have a message from Elephant Spirit to impart upon you. So what it says is, nothing can stand in your way. Lately, you've been playing like an elephant scared of a cute little mouse. But you are big. You are powerful. You tower above all obstacles. They are not bigger than you. They are not stronger than you. Sound your horn and push past the blockages in your mind. Right now, you are seeing things that are not there. like Dumbo, drunk on alcohol. I don't know if you remember the animated Disney movie Dumbo. Um, the fears you are creating are not real. Tap into the wisdom of elephant to discern the truth of the situation, and you will find the path to victory. Girl, yeah, that's so beautiful. Okay, so let's just soak that message in from the elephant for just one breath. Thank you, elephants. Let's see what other messages Elephant has for you. Beautiful souls here. I'm being called to shuffle my deck, kind of like a deck of playing cards, which I normally don't do because I don't want them to get bent up. So let's just go with that flow and see what other challenges or what other information you need to know about the challenges you're facing right now so you can kind of move past them. And of course, my loves, if you are enjoying this video so far and if you are getting value, please make sure to hit that like button for me. It would mean a lot. And I invite you to subscribe to my channel as well to continue to receive all this lovely, beautiful energy that I'm sending your way. So let's see more about these challenges, elephant peeps. So here we are, the world, okay? So what I'm getting from this world card is like you guys can sense that there has been some sort of completion of a cycle here, and you're almost afraid to move forward because it's like so comfortable, right? To be wallowing in this energy of success and achievement, and you're there's a little bit of apprehension about what's next, right? Because it's like you accomplished something so cool and so amazing already. Like what more is there to accomplish and gain? And maybe that's putting a little bit of pressure on you, right? Maybe it's like, you know how musical artists, they create a first album and it like is a huge success, and some people call the sophomore album, their second album, like the one that's really going to define your career, because so many sophomore albums can flop, right? And it's like some people call it the curse of the sophomore album, the second album. And so now that you're at this like height of success, you see your success almost as an obstacle, as like, oh my gosh, like how am I gonna get even higher, reach even greater heights, right? Oh, very interesting. And so next up we have justice, okay? And so what this is, what the justice card is kind of telling to me is if you look at her eyes are closed. And so there is something that you're not seeing here because your mind, again, she has the sword here. So swords is about the mind, logic, like logically thinking, logically speaking, you can't see what else greater you can achieve, but there is something there, okay? And if you are just open, if you open your eyes and just look at all the signs that the universe is showing you, you'll get more clarity on what that could be. And here we have another sword here, the Knight of Swords. And so what this is telling me is that you are very committed to facts and information, and you are interpreting these facts and information more as obstacles, right? Rather than using them to your advantage, okay? So what the challenge here is instead of seeing, you know, workarounds, you're seeing the blockages, you're seeing the challenges, okay? Does that make sense, my lovely elephants? If not, let it sit. It'll come to you sooner or later now that we planted that seed of intention. And now let's look at the gifts, okay? Maybe even the gifts will help you understand the blessings. Wow, okay, we got a couple cards already that flipped out, especially for you. Big messages like the big old elephant. Then we got another card. Let's just see if something else wants to come out, because I intended to do only 3, but it seems like they already jumped out. I wanted to share something with you. Okay, nothing else is jumping out. So we are going to, in honor of the shuffling, we are going to pull a 4th one. Okay, so this is the first one that came out. Knight of Chalices, all right? So the gift here is that you've achieved success, and you know that emotional fulfillment. You know what that feels like. You know exactly what success feels like to you and what it means to you. And so you can use that now to kind of serve as like your compass moving forward. okay? Because that emotion is how we tap into our manifestations, how they become real. It's not our thoughts that create the things in our life, it's the emotions that do so. And here we have the Chariot. And so for me, again, this is kind of speaking to, like, you know the way, right? The chariot in modern days is basically like a car. So the car is the vehicle that you steer. You are the charioteer that steers this moving forward, okay? You know how to achieve success, right? So now it's sort of like, oh, again, going back to the analogy of the artist, the singer, like, you know the formula for success, okay? Now all you have to do is remix it, right? Like, release a remix, release a slight alteration, a slight difference in what you've done before, okay? Whether it's a new product, a new color, a new line, whatever it is. Like, now for some of you who are writers, I have this weird, or filmmakers, or artists, whatever, I have this weird message coming through that's saying to create sort of like this branch off, right? Like, you know how those big TV series like Star Wars, Star Trek, they have these like storylines that branch out and create their own stories, like Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis. For all my like nerdy people, sci-fi people out there, you know what I'm talking about, right? Or like the Harry Potter series, and then how they had that shoot off story with you know, the animal, the magical creatures. I'm like blanking on the name right now. So anyways, you get the idea. And then last up here, oh, not last, second to last, we have the star card. And so again, this is what I'm seeing here is you're seeing these obstacles, okay? But you have these things guiding you forward, all right? You have the star, your North Star, your compass. You have the chariot, like, you are your own GPS system, okay? Like, you know the way. That's the blessing, all right? So just be open to the signs that the universe is sharing with you to kind of guide you onto the what's next part. And then, of course, the last thing here, we have the Page of Wands. And so what this is telling me, as another clue for you, my lovely elephants, is that because you've been so busy on like creating the world and achieving that success with whatever this recent project is, whatever business endeavor, job, whatever house project, whatever it is, you have maybe neglected something else that you are very passionate about, and you can totally now go back and put some of your energy and focus into that thing, right? And nurture that and grow that, because, I mean, who knows what other wonderful things will come from that. And now I pulled the Sacred Geometry deck here for you guys because it's important that you go into meditation and connect with elephant spirit on your own, because these messages are general messages and there are some personalized messages that elephant wants to pass on to you after this reading. And so Sacred Geometry will help you do that. Okay, and so what we have here is remembrance. Oh my god, that makes me think of, you know how elephants, they say elephants' memory is like perfect and they have like the best memory ever. Well, here you go, elephant. And we have the number 38, so numerologically that comes down to 11, which is a master number. Well, hello, achievers. There you go. And so this is like so spacey, right? This has like sort of this look of like a headpiece. I don't know. Maybe you guys see something else like a shield or a crest. But what it says is the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul in a body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. Oh my gosh. So guys, again, the world, you know what success feels like. You have that inner compass, that guidance to lead you exactly to the next big, beautiful, wonderful thing that you are creating and manifesting. You are legit a star, okay? And what I'm also getting from this remembrance is come back into body. So we're like visualize and remember and reflect on your successes and those big moments that meant so much to you leading up to your success. And then Feel it wherever it is in your body, because that part of your body is going to ping, is going to zing when you're on the right track, when your next endeavor, whatever this next passion project is going to be for you. Okay, my beautiful, lovely elephants. I hope you received this message with all your heart and soul for your highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest good of all those involved. And I'm going to send you so much love and light. I will see you again soon. Ding! Bye-bye! What's up, my amazing little seals? I'm getting a lot of playful energy coming through for you. Whether you consider yourself very playful or you're lacking a little play in your life, that is coming on so strong for all of you who chose this beautiful ocean creature who likes to come on land too. So very versatile. So the seal says, imagination. That's the message the seal wants to impart to you. Immerse yourself in artistic and creative expression. So there you go, my loves. Like, look at that. So a little kiss of love from the seal here. And so the seal is coming to you today to share some powerful guidance for your highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest good of all those involved. And here is a message that was channeled from Seal Spirit for you today. You have been too robotic lately. You are just going through the daily motions of life and blinded to all its wonder. You feel bored and uninspired because you haven't created anything in so long. Are you missing the joy that comes from fun and play and imagination? It's time to create something simply for the act of creation. Paint, sing, dance, build, draw, write. It doesn't matter what the end product is. You don't have to sell it. You don't have to put it on display. It doesn't need the approval or praise of another, just like you don't need those things. Rediscover your passion for life. Oh, what a lovely message from the playful little seal. So let's see what else Seal wants to share with all of you as far as some insights on the challenges you may have been experiencing recently that is going to help you work with. Okay, so if you have been enjoying this video so far, please do me the honor of hitting that like button and showing this reading some love. And of course, if you enjoy this content and it puts a smile on your face, make sure to subscribe to this channel so you can continue to receive all this high vibe content and information. All right, so I think the shuffling is saying it's done. All right, let's look at some challenging energy Seal is helping you work through. Okay, we have the King of Swords, okay? So what this is telling me is that there has just been a lot of action going on in your head here, and just like this bird, your thoughts are kind of like flying away with your physical, like flying away from your physical body, flying away from like the experience of reality of being alive, okay? And so you have a lot of like mind power here, but it's kind of like unbalanced, right? We have like mind, body, spirit, and so much energy has just been in the mind. Like maybe it's your job. Maybe you've just had to be so logical and so practical and just, you know, think rather than feel your way through things, right? And next up we have the Nine of Chalices. So what I'm seeing here is really it's a blockage. The blockage of full expression of right, but like look at what she's doing here. What is she doing, guys? She's dancing, okay? And she there's no audience. Do you see anybody here? There's nobody like watching the show. She is like so far from this castle, so far from other people, and she is just expressing herself. And maybe you've been feeling so disconnected, just like she has, right? But unlike her, you haven't been dancing. You've been very stationary. Like this is a bird. It's not flying. It's just perched on a branch, right? Just observing and looking at things. But there isn't really any feeling. There isn't any excitement. There isn't any movement. It's all been very still. You're just perched on the branch, and it's time for you to fly, time for you to soar. Here you go. My gosh, look at this. the devil. Look at all these poor people chained up behind the devil. And so, what I'm sensing here is whatever your circumstance is, you've been feeling very trapped, very stationary, okay? You've been feeling like you've had to play this role and do this thing, whether it's for your family, for your friends, for your partner, for your job. You're just so stuck playing this role that is your career, that is your, position in the family or in the relationship, and you're not, you know, able to express the fullness of who you are. Like, step outside of this identity that you've created, that other people see for you, right? Or that their perception of you, right? Like, so for example, maybe you're the older sibling, and so you're supposed to be responsible, right? Hello, swords, very thoughtful, responsible kind of energy. And so you take on that identity, and other people see you as being the responsible one, and that kind of adds a little bit of pressure to you, all right? So that's been the challenge. Now let's look at the gifts, okay? What that silver lining is on this challenge, and also what the seal is helping you to tap into, that vibration of knowing, of alignment. Okay, so here we have the Five of Swords. Okay, so my gosh, I'm getting a sense that some of you have been having like major headaches from all this stress in your life recently. And so, what the seal is here to do is like this person just gonna pluck that sword out of your head, that pain, and free you, right? Give you some freedom. Like, the things that are trapping you right now, like as I'm sharing this reading, I bet in your head you know exactly what it is that is making you feel trapped, okay? But the thing is, you know the way out. You know how to release, okay? There is some creative part of you that hasn't been expressing itself, and whether or not you consider yourself an artist, you can create things, and it's important that you reconnect with that part of you. Here we have the Six of Coins, and this to me is like giving this reassurance that the good deeds and the charity and the hard work you put in for the sake of others is not going unnoticed, okay? And people are very, very grateful for what you have created for them in their lives, right? And I sense some sort of like show or act of gratitude coming your way, which is a good thing, right? Because now maybe that relieves some of that tension and that pressure from you. And here I have the Lovers. Yeah, so seeing these two together, I see that there is a lot of love and hard work that you've been putting towards the service of other people. And there is a lot of that energy that's going to come back to you, okay? So take this moment now to be imaginative, be creative, take a little bit of a breather and a break. So like the seal here goes to swim in the ocean, right? And have fun, catch fish, to eat, get that energy up, right? So like you go to work to get money so you can buy food and have home, whatever, right? The seal goes into the ocean to do those things, but then the seal has to come up and come on land and sunbathe and play, and enjoy its meal, and just relax and take a nap. It doesn't sleep in the water, it sleeps on the shore. So you have this opportunity to enjoy some rest. Okay? So allow yourself that and don't feel guilty about it. And I also, as a last little piece of love from the universe, I'm pulling out a sacred geometry card for you, because it's important that you meditate and connect with the seal energy for yourself, because this is a general reading and the seal has some personalized things it would like to share with you. And sacred geometry is going to be a way for you to connect. You just look at the image and then see it in your mind's eye and meditate with it, and the seal will come through for a message just for you. All right, so we have change. Wow, look at that like circle. It reminds me of those pictures of the atoms, right? The periodic table of elements, and how there's like the little neutrons and not positrons, whatever. They're in the middle, and then you have the electrons on the outside. Why am I like blanking on my chemistry? Anyways, the number is 12. And let me tell you something about numerology, loves. 1 plus 2 is 3. And guess what the number 3 is about? It's about creation and creativity. Bam. Talk about synchronicities. So, what the card says about change is the frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance. Oh my God, creative expression there. With the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. And so I see here that you all are in like definitely a transition phase. Like you put in all this work, put in all this effort and time into something, and a lot of brain energy. And now it's like the next chapter is coming up. Now is this opportunity to take that rest and enjoy the rewards here, and just celebrate, right? That's what people do when they dance, is they celebrate their bodies. They celebrate a major and momentous event in their life. And I'm also getting here that, you know, what you've been able to accomplish is something major in your life. And what's coming up is something that will forever change the way you live and experience your life moving forward. And I'm getting like chills and high vibes from that. So something beautiful is coming your way. So just take that rest from all your hard work and just celebrate and be creative. Okay, loves? Okay, my beautiful seals, my lovely swimming seals. So those are your messages, and I'm sending you so much love and light on your journey. Congratulations for all the hard work that you put into everything, and now you can just sit back and relax, and receive the rewards. Wow. Okay, I guess this video is over. Sending you so much love and light. Take care, loves. Mwah.